Hey guys, today I'll be showing you my Abyss Actor deck profile for you for April of 2020. Yes, Abyss Actors. Little backstory with this deck. This was my first Pendulum deck that I've ever run. Yes, this is my first Pendulum deck that I've ever learned how to master and, play it as the most fun as I can. Yeah, was one of my favorite my first and favorite of all the Pendulum decks that I've ever played. Not a big fan of the Pendulum Magicians or any other ones, but this one is my favorite. Also, Plus Endymion are in my top tier ones. Favorite Pendulum decks that I've ever played. Like Endymion, yeah, it's really good. It's fun, but Abyss Actor's is gonna be like, it has that little spot in my heart that will always be there for me, and loving it a lot. So yeah, we did get a Link monster. We in Dual Overload we did get a ton of new Link monsters in Dual Overload. Obviously, I can't get any of these monsters because of these situations of the epidemic that closed down my post office. My post office is closed, so I cannot get any packages, any letters, nothing that are card related. It has to be if it's information or whatever, stuff like that, from companies. But yeah, I did this the purest I can, so not using hand traps or anything like that, and it works. And I do have replays, but let's stop making me talk, and let's go to the Abyss Actor. I should really clean this up. There we go. So, what am I running? First, I'm running 2 copies of Evil Heel. He is actually my favorite of all the Abyss Actor monsters. I just like his design, and I still have a copy of him as a secret rare. I just love him. Might bring this deck back to life when this epidemic is done. So let me explain, because some people will not know what is this deck, what it does. First up, this is Evil Heel, Abyss Actor Evil Heel. He's a scale 1. Once per turn, his pendulum effect reads, once per turn you contribute 1 Abyss Actor monster, then target 1 face-up monster opponent controls. It loses attack equal to the original attack of the tribute monster until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. So yeah, that's pretty cool, meaning that you can tribute himself, which is really good because it doesn't say other. His monster effect is, if this card is normal or special, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses 1,000 of attack for each Abyss Actor monster you currently control, which is really nice. Until the end of this turn, when this card is destroy an opponent's monster by battle, you can target 1 Abyss Scripture card from your graveyard and set it to the field, which is really cool. I like them a lot. He's a 3,000 beat stick. He's a level 8. You can use it for rank ups, but obviously, we don't be using any rank any XC monsters. Yeah, 2 of these. Then we got one of the main ones. We have 3 copies of Superstar. One of the other greater Abyss Actors. His pendulum effect is, once per turn you contribute 1 Abyss Actor monster, then target 1 Abyss Scripture in your graveyard, add it to your hand. It's okay, but it's the other one that's really good. When it's normal or special summon, your opponent spells and trap card and effects cannot be activated. This effect has so many controversies of its summon. What they told me is, if it's pendulum summon or it's normal summon, it activates its effect like that. That's pretty much it. So easily, when it is summoned, if your opponent activated I don't know, a card, spell or track card that is continuous and it will activate by something, Superstar will actually won't let it do it, and is that on that turn. Yeah, it's a little bit weird because it has a point. And, it's weird, but the other effect is really good. Once per turn, you can set 1 Abyss Scripture spell directly from your deck, but send it to the graveyard during the end phase. The great thing about Superstar is that you can have multiple Superstars on the field, and you can activate his effect like that. So if you have 2 Superstars, you can activate his effect, set an Abyss Scripture. You can activate the other one, you can set another Abyss Scripture. You have 2 Abyss Scriptures on 1 turn, and the great thing about that is it's not... You can only use this effect once per turn, or you can only activate this with 1 Superstar. You can activate it with multiple Superstars, which is great. And he's a level 7. He's a 25 beat stick. Pretty nice. Then we have 2 copies of this new one. I did not know about her, but she's really good. I didn't know. This is Abyss Actor Mellow Madonna. Do apologize for the cough. She's a scale 0, which is nice. Oh, by the way, this is a scale 3. This is a scale 0. This is the first of the scale 0s that we have, the Abyss Actors. She's a level 7. She's 1,800 attack and 25 defense. Her pendulum effect is, which is really amazing. You can pay 1,000 life points, add an Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand, which is amazing, except Madonna. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn, except for Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters, even if this card leaves the field. You can only use this effect of her once per turn. Really great effect that you can pay 1,000 and add any pendulum Abyss Actor that you want, meaning that you can go to many combinations, which is really nice. I will tell you later about these. If give me a second, I'm trying to like give you the effects here. Hold up, there. Okay, there we go. So you can have there to read. Her monster effects. She gains 100 for each Abyss Scripture spell cards in your graveyard. You can only use each effect of the following effects of Madonna for once per turn. When a pendulum monster you control is destroyed by battle, you can special summon this card from your hand, which is really nice. Having a beat stick on the field, a beat stick of a booty on the field to protect you. Then the other effect is if an Abyss Scripture card or effect is activated, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Abyss Actor monster from your deck, but return it to the hand at the end of the phase, which is really good because you can bring out any of the other Abyss Actors like Sassy Rookie, Wild Hope, any of these guys that you special summon them, bring them back to the hand so you can use them in the next turn, which is really good. It has so much resources that you can come back to. Next up, we're playing 3 copies of Abyss Actor Sassy Rookie. He's a skill 2. One of my favorite. He's my second favorite Abyss Actor. Its effect reads: if an Abyss Actor monster you control would be destroyed by battle or by an opponent's card effect, you can destroy this card instead, which is really nice. This saves a lot of time. It doesn't have. It's really good because when it has the S, if this says an Abyss Actor monsters with an S will be destroyed, like, you know, if you do Raigeki or anything like that, or a Lightning Storm Force, you can destroy this instead, which is really nice. His monster effect is another great tip for this. The first time this card will be destroyed by battle by card effect, it's not destroyed. If this card is destroyed by battle of its own card, his owner, you know, destroyed by his owner's, you know, if it's destroyed by his owner, blah blah blah, all that stuff. You know, the same thing that has that if this card is destroyed by battle by card effect by its owner's control, with his owner's control, you can special summon a level 4 lower Abyss Actor monster from your deck, except Sassy Rookie. If this card is in your pendulum zone, it is destroyed. You can target a level 4 lower monster your opponent controls, destroy it, which is really good, I gotta say. Then we got 3 copies of Wild Hope. Now, Wild Hope is a very essential piece in your pendulum skill. He's a skill 2. He's a level 4, which is nice. He has 1,600, just like Sassy Rookie has 1,700. But let's talk about Wild Hope. So Wild Hope's pendulum effect is once per turn you can target one Abyss Actor card in your other pendulum zone. Its pendulum skill becomes a 9. That's the max that you'll see in Abyss Actor, skill 9. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except for Abyss Actors, even if this card leaves the field. This is great because you can transform any of your lower scales to a higher scale to scale 9. So if you have Madonna in the scale and you have Wild Hope in the scale, oh, I can't pendulum summon. Nope, you can use Wild Hope's effect, so you can swap Madonna's scale from 0 to 9. So basically you can go from scale 8, so you can special summon 8 to 3. Which is really nice. Is a monster effect. Once per turn, you can make this card gain 100 for each Abyss Actor monster you can currently control with different names. This card can get its buff a lot for every Abyss Actor monster you control. If this card is destroyed by battle by card effect, you can add one Abyss Actor monster from your deck to your hand, which is nice. You can only use these effects once per turn. Next up is, obviously everybody knows this guy because it's been used in so many pendulum decks. Pendulum Edition, Endymion, any kind of Pendulum Edition deck, pendulum deck, you will always see Abyss Actor Curtain Raiser. Why? Because it has that effect. If you control no monster, you can special summon this card from your pendulum zone. You can only use this effect once per duel. This is the only relative Abyss Actor in current rogue meta anything. This is because of that pendulum effect. Nobody gives a flop of his monster effect. He's a scale 7. He has 1,100 of attack. And monster effect reads, it gains 1,100 attack if you control no other monsters once per turn. You can send one of his his scripture spell from your deck to your graveyard. Add a face up of this active pendulum monster from your deck to your hand, which is really good. You can add them back to your hand, and then you can do your more. Obviously, this is because we're doing this. A lot of people don't give a sorry, I'm gonna say this, a lot of shit that they don't use this effect. They only use the pendulum effect. That's only the thing that people wanted. Next up, this card, well, it hasn't come into the TCG, and we've been waiting since Maximum Crisis to come out, and that is Twinkle Little Star. Now, this card is really good, and this is the only scale 9, and I mean scale 9 in general, that is good. And we haven't gotten it, and it's a common in the OCG, and she doesn't do that much. He only does anything for best actors. He doesn't do that much in meta form, but there's a little cheese that you can do with this. She's a scale 9, and her effect reads: you cannot pendulum summon monsters except for best actor monsters. This effect cannot be negated. Once per turn, you can target one of best actor monster you control this turn. Sorry, I just say. You can target one best actor monster you control. This turn, it can make a second attack or third attack on monsters during each battle phase. Also, the other monsters you control cannot attack, even if this card leaves the field. Monster effect. Ares cannot be destroyed by battle during this turn. This card can make a second attack and a third attack on monsters during each battle phase. Now, the reason why we'll talk about this, why is this card not in the TCG, and why her effect is good in just the purest version of Abyss Actors. We'll talk about that later when we go to the other cards. Then, 2 copies of Funky Comedian. I actually like Funky Comedian. People don't run Funky Comedian, but I do. The great thing is because he's a good allure target to just throw out, and good to just use its effect. He's a scale 9. His pendulum effect is once per turn you contribute one Abyss Actor monster, then target one Abyss Actor monster you control. It gains attack equal to the original attack of the tribute monster until the end of this turn. So the great thing is that you contribute one Abyss Actor monster to buff another Abyss Actor monster, which is really nice because you can buff Evil Heal with Superstar or Madonna or Wild Hope or any of these other monsters, because these are the most strongest of all the Abyss Actors that you have. Its monster effect is if this card's normal special summon, you can make this card gain 300 attack for each Abyss Actor monster currently control until the end of this turn. You can target one other Abyss Actor monster you control. It gains attack equal to this card's current attack until the end of this turn. This card cannot attack the turn you activated this effect. He's good and bad at the same time, but he is essential, so making a bigger buffer, Evil Heal, Superstar, Madonna, Sassy Rookie, or Wild Hope. All those monsters gain so much attack from just Funky Comedian as well. And the great thing, he's a level 1, so you can link him up for anything that you want, and I will show you later. Next up, 3 copies of Extra. Now, Extras are actually good. The thing is, people don't know how to use it. No offense to any Abyss Actor players who play this, but some people don't use this card. Some people does use this card right. But let me get to it. He's a scale 3, he's a level 1. Pendulum effect. If your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your pendulum zone. You can only use this effect once per turn. That's great. Here's the other effect. You contribute this card. Place one Abyss Actor monster from your deck to the pendulum zone for the rest of the turn. You cannot special summon monster except for Abyss Actor monster, nor activate the pendulum effect of Abyss Actor Extra again. So here's the thing. You always want to go second with this deck. This deck is confirmed for second go because you want to see your opponent bring out a monster so you can bring out extra. You don't want to use the normal summon for extra, because if you don't open with another Abyss Actor monster, then your plays will be bad. Trust me. But yeah, that's pretty much it for all the monsters. Now for the spell, we're running 3 allures. 3 Rise of the Abyss King. This is actually one of the best spells, in my opinion. Of the new one, the old ones, the 3 spell cards, the ones. It reads, you can target face-up cards on the field. Yes, it can be any card. Up to the number of attack position of Abyss Actor monsters you control with different names. Destroy them. If you control a level 7 or a higher Abyss Actor monster, your opponent cannot activate cards or effect in response of this card's activation. So easily, he cannot counter this card overall because of that. If this set card is owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, and you have a face-up pendulum monster in the extra deck, you can add up to 2 Abyss Actor cards or scriptures with different names from your deck to your hand. The great thing is that if these Abyss scriptures are destroyed, and you have at least 1 pendulum Abyss Actor in the extra deck, all these effects that are from set down, they will recur a lot. That's one of them. Then we have 3 opening ceremony. I actually like opening ceremony at 3 because you will lose life points because of Madonna and many other things. The great thing is that you have to have so much life points, and this card does a lot of that. Aries, you gain 500 life points for each Abyss Actor monster you control. If this card is owner's destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you have an Abyss Actor monster in the pendulum zone, yada yada, the same thing. You can draw until you have 5 cards in the hand, which is really nice because if you burn a lot of resources sometimes. Yeah, a lot. Now, we're going for the other one. My favorite, my personal favorite, the one that my friends kind of hate, and they're like, what the fudge? And people are like, what the fudge? Is Fire Dragon Lair. Now, this Abyss scripture is busted. Here's what. Target 1 Abyss Actor monster you control. If it destroys an opponent's monster by battle this turn, your opponent banish 3 cards from their extra deck, their choice. Right there. Right there. That is amazing. And then here's the other fact. Like the same thing is that if you have an Abyss if this set card is destroyed, and you have an Abyss Actor pendulum monster in your extra deck, instead of him choosing randomly of 3, if this card is destroyed by my opponent's card effect, if this card was said, I can choose one. I can look at his extra deck and choose one of his extra deck monsters and banish it. Banish it. And here's the thing that I will explain. Why is this card busted? First off, because of Twinkle Little Star. Now here's the thing. If you activate Twinkle Little Star's effect that you can target 1 Abyss Actor monster, it can attack a second and a third time. If it's Evil Heal, Superstar, or any of these cards, this activates. And the great thing about this is it's stackable. Wait, what do you mean stackable? Yes, you can activate this 3 times in your turn. That's it. The only thing is that you have to meet the condition. If you destroy an opponent's monster, your opponent has to banish. And this is stackable. And I will show you in the videos, in the replays, why is that. So basically, you can literally banish the entire extra deck of your opponent with just one single battle phase. With just one single battle, depending on how you set your board. I've banished a couple of people's extra deck a lot because of this. Sorry about that. Next up, we have the 1 Terraform because we are running a field spell that is actually pretty good. I did not know this field spell was really good. The Master Rule Liberation. Obviously, this is to enable Master Rule 5. Now this one, Abyss Scripture, Abyssatamian. I don't know how to pronounce it. I was back and forth with this card before when it came out. But now that I know what it does and how I played it, it's essential as 1. It reads, you contribute 1 Abyss Actor monster you control, then target 1 Abyss Scripture spell on your graveyard, set it onto the field. You can only use this effect once per turn. If this card is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, and yada yada yada, you know you have a pendulum monster in effect, you can activate this effect. You can special summon any number of Abyss pendulum monster from your deck. It's really good. So, my bad. So it reads here. is destroyed by an opponent's turn. If you have a Visactor Pendulum monster in your extra monster, you can special summon any number of Visactor Pendulum monster from your deck. So basically, the amount of a Visactor Pendulum monster you have in the extra deck, that's the amount you can special summon. It's pretty cool. Now we're playing 3 copies of the field spell, which is Abyss Playhouse Fantastic Theater. Now this card is actually pretty good. I never thought this card would be good. I thought it was going to be bad. But get this, it's actually pretty good and very essential in protection, search, like crazy. First effect is you can reveal one Abyss Actor Pendulum monster and one Abyss Scripture spell from your hand. You can add one Abyss Scripture, my bad, with different names. Then you reveal them to your opponent while you control what is wrong with me? You can add one Abyss Scripture spell card from your deck to your hand. My bad. I don't know what's going on. I'm talking too fast. Okay, so basically you can reveal one Abyss Actor monster, and then you reveal a Scripture, so you can add a Scripture with a different name. This is basically like alternative, but this adds you. Then is the other effect. That kind of got me confused for a second there. Okay, while you control a Pendulum Abyss Actor monster, in overall, so if you pendulum summon any Abyss Actor monsters, or you control a pendulum monster, any effect that activates by your opponent becomes destroy one set spell tracker your opponent controls. You can only use each effect of the Playhouse once per turn. So if I control any Abyss Actor monster, or just if I while control pendulum summon Abyss Actor monster, any kind, my opponent's effects during my turn or his turn, the first effect it becomes, you can destroy one set spell tracker your opponent controls. People don't read this so much. They somebody with a dinosaur, I think one dinosaur player summoned Oviraptor. He tried to activate Oviraptor. So in fact, I controlled a pendulum pendulum Abyss Actor that was summoned. He couldn't. It changed it to destroy one set spell card or trap card. Didn't have one. It still changes the effect, and it's once per turn. The great thing is, once per turn, it's great because you can just activate this. They don't know what it does, and boom, they just messed up. And that's pretty much it for the main deck. Now for the extra deck, obviously extra deck is always optionable. For the link ones, we're running one Relinquish Anima. Requires a level 1 monster except a token. You can target one monster. You know what this guy does. One Link Rebo. Obviously, now we have 3 copies of Abyss Actor Hyper Director. Now this card is actually good and bad at the same time. First of all, because of its attack. That's the only thing. Its attack is the weakest. He's the weakest of all the Abyss Actors there is. Don't get me wrong. He is the weakest, but he can boost himself attack when he's normal special summon. He's still the weakest of attack because he doesn't have any way to boost himself. All the other Abyss Actors have a way to boost themselves or have a really good synergy, but Hyper Director doesn't have that much. But it does have a good effect. Here's why. It requires one Abyss Actor Pendulum monster. You can target one card in your Pendulum Zone, special summon it, then place an Abyss Actor Pendulum monster with a different name from your deck or extra deck to your Pendulum Zone, which is really good, I gotta say. Also, you cannot normal or special summon any monster for the rest of the turn except Abyss Actor monster. So reason is why that you first have to go to Hyper Director so you can use this effect, so you can get Madonna to the Pendulum Zone, activate her effect so you can add any of your Abyss Actors so you don't get locked into Pendulum summoning. It's really nice. Then we got the 1 IP Masquerena, the 1 Beat Cup, 2 Wee Witch because this deck is full of darks, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Lamprey, 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, Sporosaur, Crusadia, Abramax. Obviously, I never go to any of these monsters. The ones that I do go is just Beat Cup, Wee Witch, all the lower ones, which is okay. Now for the side deck, obviously side decks are always optional. The 3rd copy of Madonna. One Leading Lady. Leading Lady was always always cute. I liked her. The 3rd Twinkle Little Star. You never know. 2 of the Comedic Relief. He's okay. He's an okay card, but not that great. His pendulum effect reads that you can target one of his active pendulum monster you control and one monster your opponent controls. Switch them both, then destroy this card. It's okay. The effect monster is you take no battle damage from attack involving this card. Once per turn during the stamina phase, give control of this card to your opponent. Once per turn, if you control this face-up changes, activate this effect. The owner of this card is destroyed. Sets an abyss description to his spell. It's an okay card. It's meh. Then we got the one the trendy understudy. It reads when you pendulum summon a monster, you can add if it's a level 1 or 8 Abyss Actor monster from your pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand, which is okay. If you and his monster effect is if you have 2 Abyss Actor cards in your pendulum zone, you can tribute this card. Special summon level 8 or lower Abyss Actor monster from your hand or face up extra deck. You can only use this effect once per turn, which is alright. Then we got 2 copies of Fantasy Magic. It's a pretty good card. He's the weakest of all the original Abyss scriptures. It reads you can target one of his actor monsters you control this turn every time that battles it, but is not destroyed. Return to the hand at the end of the damage step. If the set card is owner is destroyed by an opponent's card effect and you control this actor monster in your extra deck, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls, place it at the top of the deck, which is an okay card. Then we got Abyss Scripture Romantic Theater, which is really cute. I actually like it because you have Leading Lady and Superstar there doing Romeo and Juliet. Everybody knows that. Return one Abyss Actor Pendulum monster you control to the hand, and if you do, special summon from your extra deck in the first position one Abyss Actor monster with a different name of its original name from that monster. If this set card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, and you have an Abyss Actor, in the extra deck, you can set any number of Abyss Searcher spells directly from your deck to your field. It's just okay, I gotta say. Then we got the 1 set rotation because we are running this at 3. Sometimes I do swap these at a time. So my opponent, if my opponent is heavy based on the field spell, second game I switch to set rotation so I can do that. Good. Then we got the 1 Abyss Prop Wild Wagon. For the first time, it actually was good, but now it's not that good. It's still meh, but it reads the first time an Abyss Actor monster you control will be destroyed by battle. Each turn, it's not destroyed. Once per turn, you can target one Abyss Actor monster you control until the end of their turn, my opponent's turn, even if this card leaves the field. If this set card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, even if you control an Abyss Actor Pendulum monster and the extra monster, you can return all cards your opponent controls to the hand. It's an okay monster. It's an okay card, but sometimes it doesn't. If my opponent has too much cards that says, you can't destroy or target, I put this here and I activate this. He has to destroy this. This activates, return everything back to the hand, which is really nice. Then we got the 1 Abyss Actor Curtain Call, which is an okay card. If you have an Abyss Scripture spell card or effect, it activates this card. Add a face-up pendulum. Add a face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand, up to the number of Abyss Scripture spells you have in your graveyard. Then you can special summon 1 Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your hand with a different name up to the number of monsters added to the hand by this effect. You cannot special summon any other monsters except for Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters. It's an okay card. Then we got Abyss Actor Backstage, one of the OG trap cards. It's an okay trap card. It's not that bad. I've used it a couple of times. It does save me a bunch of times. If you have 2 Abyss Actor cards in your Pendulum Zone, you can add 2 Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters with different names from your deck to the extra deck, which is an okay card. Sorry. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck. Now let's go for the replays. Because that's what you guys want to see. Trying to remember. Is it this guy? Like, oh, here's one of them. Oh, I gotta download the latest version. So, I gotta check this before I can do this. Yes. If you know that right now, Oh man, I forgot to swap. Yeah, so you can see how I'm doing this right now. I will show you the other replays. Just spamming there like crazy. I attack, and you can see that Hotweiser's effect doesn't activate because his effect changes to Fantasy Theater, which is really great. Now, you saw that information that Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro will swap, so I have to update this, which is okay. Now, here's okay. This is my friend Joshua who helped me practice with this. He's playing the pure version of Cybers. I'm playing the pure version of Abyss Actors, which is really good, I gotta say. To apologize that I had to, and you can see that crazy stuff. Yeah, that's crazy. Do apologize. I was reading the forms of Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro right now of their changes. Then you can see how I'm. Even if I lost a lot, I still regain so much synergy with the deck and so much recursion of it. Yeah, and you can see he has the access code talker. This thing, and I can still win. Like, look at this. Here's why. So yeah, it's my turn. There's still one more replay for you guys, and we'll be done here. Yeah, 30,000 GG. That's pretty good. Now the other one, we're gonna load this one. Yep, this is the last replay. It was best of 3. He's still playing the code deck. So yeah. Download this version. Download the new version, please. YGOPRO Percy. These servers will stop working on May 5th. Wait, May 5th? That's what it says? Yeah, on May 5th. So I will be downloading the new version soon. And I will do a review of this new Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro that, they're making now. Now, check this out. This is my favorite part because, here's the thing. I activate that. I reveal. Special summon. Activate his effect. I bring out him. Bring out her. Bring out Twinkle Little Star. Check this out. This is my favorite part. Activate Twinkle Little Stars. To the attack Superstar. I set 1 Fire Dragon Lair. Activate another one. That is a total of 6 monsters. His effect doesn't activate. Check that out. Another one. That was a whopping of 9. He can destroy as much as he wants. Just because I use opening ceremony, I buffed my life point. I buffed my life points, and I'm still alive. Check this out. That's really amazing. Then I summon. I activate. He negates it because I wanted him to negate it because I knew he'd draw it. Then I link summon. I bring out Twinkle Little Star. I bring out her. I activate Madonna's effect. Special summon these two. Activate Evil Heal's effect to do Access Code Talker 0. Buff my life points back. Activate King's effect. Destroy everything. And that's GG. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As you saw, those information scriptures that there's a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. I will be downloading it soon. and do a little review on them. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't like this video, there's the door, there's the window, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.